All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crypto Decrypted session on a Friday afternoon, the last trading session for the schedule, for the weekly schedule. As you guys know, we've got the Tuesday FX, the Thursday FX, and crypto is reserved for Friday. Welcome back, everyone. This is TD Markets Exchange. Remember, we do this every single Friday at 2 p.m. So don't forget to click the like, to hit that like button, that subscription button, the subscribe, the share. And yeah, we're going to talk about all things crypto. Right? This will be obviously an addition to what we discussed last week, the talking points we had last week. And we're going to see, how the markets have moved. Things have been a little bit slow. This week in the crypto, right? We're going to have a look at those. We're going to see, have a look at those movements, chat about those movements. But yeah, so without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Remember, you can sign up and register for an account on our exchange. The website is on the chat right now. It is tdmarkets.io, all right, where you can register and sign up for an account on our exchange so that you can transact derivatives on our exchange, right? We're gonna go back to it, but yeah, simple one. We also do have the ZOC stable coin that you can use to make your purchases, right? More information is on our social media, so don't forget to follow us across all social media platforms. All right, we do have the ZOC stablecoin as well. So let's get to the crack of things, right? So first things first, as I said earlier on, the crypto market has been slow, has been muted. The movements have been muted. Also, but we still have the war ongoing. So one would anticipate that because of the war, we are going to see some great movements on the crypto, but that has not been the case. So we're gonna go and look at, like I said, the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and all the other altcoins. But let's start here. Let us start here, all right? Look what's been happening. We still have a lot of long positions which have been liquidated over the last 24 hours. We can see there a lot of long positions have been liquidated over the last 24 hours. So the market is still towards the downside. All right, the long positions that were taken, maybe even last year, maybe a couple of months ago, those positions have been forcefully closed now. All right, so that goes to show that the momentum is still bearish at this point. So we have liquidation there. I'm going to also go to the ETF, the flow chart, and this is what we're looking at right now. All right, this is what we're looking at. Over the last 24 hours, we've had some massive outflows on both Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. All combined, which amounts to $360 million. All right, $360 million of outflows, right? Of that, $171 million is Bitcoin and $189 million is Ethereum. All right, so this tells you that, look, there is fear, there's still fear in the market. The altcoin season index hasn't moved much. Obviously, the total crypto market cap is affected because Bitcoin, Ethereum is going down. All right, so this is at the moment the talking point. All right, I still have other updates for you guys in terms of the regulatory. You guys will remember I spoke about how a certain bill is still being halted, is still being discussed, right? The crypto market structure bill. So that one, we're still awaiting further information on that, whether it has been passed or not. So in terms of the regulations, none much is happening at the moment. The biggest thing at the moment is the outflows, right? We see here, that is the biggest thing at the moment. So going back to the price, let us see how Bitcoin has been moving. Like I said, it has been moving rather slow. There hasn't been much movements on Bitcoin. All right, it's still hovering around that zone. So let me just do this. There we go. All right, so this is what we're looking at the moment, right? The last time we spoke about this pattern here, that Bitcoin, it is creating this formation, and according to this formation, the next wave should be to the downside. There was a possibility that we could go up one more time before we do this, before we go down, right? There was that possibility, but at the same time, this is the possibility here at the same time. All right, so it seems like Bitcoin is easily going back to at least okay, it's almost there, right? It's almost there. $65,000, 6568. It is almost there. All right, that is the move we can look forward to. But once it breaks that zone there, then we're anticipating that it's gonna move down to, I will show you guys the price just now. Once it breaks that zone, then we're anticipating that it will move down to at least 62. Let's round it off. Let's make it $63,000. Yeah. Once it breaks this low here, we're anticipating it to go back to this low and ultimately to end up on this low. But we're going to take it one price action at the time. All right. So at the moment, this is what we're seeing Bitcoin doing, just a simple movement there. We are following this price very close. All right, we are following this price very close here, and obviously we're anticipating that it will just respect this structure and then just move like this. Should there be any changes, we're going to talk about those changes, but these can be trading opportunities. All right, there can be a trading opportunity here for a continuation back to that low, if of course it gives us a correction and a continuation towards the downside. All right, so Bitcoin, this is how it's looking at the moment. It's, we were anticipating some very, very big movements, looking at the war, how it's dragging, what is happening with the war. We're anticipating that you're gonna get really, really, really big movements. All right, but I mean, this move is still a decent move, one can take advantage of. But yeah, so we're anticipating something like this. So maybe if we can get that correction there and then a continuation down up until we reach that low. All right, so for as long as this doesn't change, right, we can anticipate the price of Bitcoin to go down, and obviously also the long positions to be liquidated as well. All right, so that is how Bitcoin is at the moment. So we're gonna go over Ethereum also to have a look at how it is moving, which we would anticipate the same thing as Bitcoin. All right, so Ethereum, let's go to it. There we go, USDT. It's on $2,000 at the moment. Similar price action to Bitcoin. We have one more push towards the downside. So price broke this low here, right? After obviously it created a new high according to this formation here. It created a new high according to that formation. So there was a little bit of a spike towards the upside. So I'm guessing to come back and tap this zone. I'm guessing to come back and tap this zone. All right. So we went down one more time, and now if we can just do this, all right, just do something like this. Let me just clone this. There we go. You will notice that price has broken out of this channel now. Price is broken out of this channel. All right, and the market is creating new structure towards the downside. So the next target we are keeping a very close eye on is this target, which is around 1912. Should it break that low, then we are looking at price pushing even further down to this target there. So these are the targets we are keeping a very close eye on, right? It seems like it is going to be attracted back to the zone here, right? It seems like it could be attracted back to the zone. Looking at what it broke below the zone here, right? So it could be going back down, but we'll see. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, so what we're seeing at the moment, guys, is Bitcoin is still bearish, still within the big structure. Ethereum still bearish, still within the big structure. Ethereum, we could get something like this, right? We could get a pullback and then a push back down, which will give us a trading opportunity like this, something like this. Just something like this, right? It will depend whether it's gonna retest that resistance or not, but something like this. This would be an opportunity one can definitely look at. Something like this. All right, so yeah, so I think great opportunity for one to take advantage of on Ethereum. Bitcoin also, we looked at the same thing. All right, so all you need to do here is to keep an eye on the flow chart, the net flow chart, right? It continues to show us outflows, then we're gonna, Ethereum, Bitcoin will continue pushing towards the downside. All right, so let's have a look at the altcoins. Let's have a look at the more altcoins. So Cardano, let's have a look at Cardano. I think I spoke about this the last time, and I spoke about it also being bearish. All right. Okay, so this one, very simple. Remember, most of them are stuck in this. Right? We can still look at structure and just try to analyze structure. So this is the structure we see now. It seems like we are then trading within this structure now. This is the recent structure we're seeing at the moment, right? So once price created or went back to tap this high there, it then went and created the structure. So there were trading opportunities definitely here. So this one didn't go all the way up, went down. So looking at this back, we would say, okay, this was a correction here. So looking for another correction here, right? If we can get another correction, we'll definitely go down. But now, how we can also approach this is by just looking at the structure, which is just about to break the structure here. If we break the structure, then we are looking at price going back to the structure. There could be a correction that could form after that, right? There could be a miniature correction that could form after that before we go down. And that could be an opportunity we would look for, right? It could also try to tap this resistance again. this resistance again, right? It could try to tap that resistance again. So it doesn't matter how price will go down, right? All we need here is just a new low, a correction, right? Maybe a retest of this zone and a continuation, one more push towards the downside. And ultimately, you will notice that actually price is breaking out of this range. We can call it the range, all right? Price is breaking out of this range here. Price is breaking out of this range, right? So a retest of this, then we're anticipating a continuation towards the downside. So Cardano, it's looking good for some downside as well. But let me first go back. Let's go back to the altcoin season index, right? Which doesn't show any changes at the moment. We are not in the altcoin season at the moment, right? We are almost on the 50 mark. Almost on the 50 mark. I mean, yesterday it touched the 50 yesterday. So it might touch the 50 again, but we're not fully within the altcoin season index. So that means that we can still anticipate a bit of downside on our altcoins. All right. On that note, we have, so there's Cardano. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin also, it was bearish the last time we spoke about it. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, there we go. It is still bearish. So this one seems like it's coming back down here now on this low, looking at the structure we're in. So it will definitely break this low. It will definitely break that low and continue to complete this whole structure by coming back down to this low there, right? Because price is now creating lower lows and lower highs now. We had this lower high that formed. We also had that previous lower high that formed. So definitely this is just going down as such. All right. So we're anticipating one more push down. If it breaks this low, because there's a huge support here. If it breaks this support, also it might continue all the way back down to this low. All right. So we're anticipating a continuation back down to this low. So Dogecoin also looks bearish, and I think it's most of them, right? The next one you're going to look at is Solana. Solana also, it should be looking bearish. Solana should be looking bearish. There we go. There we go. Great stuff. So this one is approaching this low now, right? It's too close. So it needed to break this low, looking at where it's coming from, right? There is a lower high. So it needed to go down to break this low. So now because of this lower high now, we're going back down to break this low here. We would love to see this coming back down to this low here, right? Some of you guys might also look at this in this view. In this view to say we broke out of this support trend line, so we're going down, which makes sense, So in the next coming days, maybe a week or so, we're anticipating Solana to go back to $81. And if it breaks $81, then we are looking at least $75. $75. Obviously, we will need some sort of a pullback, down, correction, down. But all of these, we're going to view them as opportunities towards the downside. All right. So great opportunity. And then I think the last one here is going to be Ripple. The last one should be Ripple. Right. Now Ripple, yeah, nothing has changed. Still the same, right? So this one is approaching this target. Is approaching this low, looking at where it's coming from because of this lower high. Because of that lower high here, this is the previous low before that lower high. So you have a situation where price is doing this. Is doing this now, right? So the market failed to break that previous high, give us a lower high. So this wave to the downside is going to be complete once it reaches this low. Once it gets to that low there. So so we're anticipating more downside, right? As long as it broke this neckline here, right? There was a bit of a retest, but let's see if we can get another retest for one more push towards the downside and a possible no, I don't think we're gonna I don't think we're gonna get this. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get that. We might, but we'll see. So if we can get a retest of this, then we will be looking at this as an opportunity. One more push to the downside. One more push to the downside, right? So this is how things are looking at the moment, guys. All right, this is how things are looking at the moment. The crypto market is still bearish. As I said, we thought the war was gonna impact this the other way around, but we are still following the same movements we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. All right, so updates, not too much updates from the fundamental side of things, except looking at the indicators, looking at your liquidation heat map, seeing how the orders are, right? Seeing how the orders are, at least over the last 24 hours. Yeah, at least over the last 24 hours. That will give you kind of like not a holistic view, but at least a 24-hour view is better than a 1-hour view. You know, so at least 24 hours. Combining this with some indicators like your crypto ETFs, because this is one of the main drivers at the moment, institutional rotation of funds. That is what the crypto ETF flow chart is. Institutional rotation, of funds. So this is another important driver right now in the crypto. Whenever there's inflows, you're going to see the price reacting to the upside. Whenever there's outflows, you're going to see price reacting towards the downside. And right now, we saw Ethereum, Bitcoin are pushing down because over the last 24 hours, there's been some really, really, really massive outflows. There's been some really massive outflows. All right. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's look at how things are going to be looking tomorrow. Also, keep a very close eye on any updates of the war. All right. The latest update is that the U.S. president has extended his deadline again. Right. At the beginning of the week, he spoke about giving Iran 5 days to negotiate, and then he drew up a plan, a 15-point plan. And now today, this morning, he extended the deadline again to 5 more days, which gives us 10 days. All right. So citing that talks have been very good and all of that. So let's see, over the weekend, anything can change. So just keep a very close eye on that. And then, we'll see how the cryptos are reacting to that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing much to discuss on this. The markets are still the same. Crypto still going down. Keep a very close eye, and we will meet you guys again on the next one. Have a good weekend. Enjoy. The links are on the chat right now. If you guys wanna sign up for an account, remember it is tdmarkets.io, right, where you can unlock some rewards for yourself. All right, guys, that's it from my side. Have a good one. Enjoy and cheers.